Welcome. We're here. It's another edition of Cleanpin, and I hope everything's going stellar for you guys. What we do here is we talk some wrestling. Who doesn't like talking about wrestling? I certainly do. And first of all, I hope your Christmas was spectacular. Happy holidays, whatever you do celebrate. And, that I hope Santa was good to you. And that leaves us to where we are right now. Cleanpin, guys. Cleanpin. Let's talk a little bit about wrestling here. A couple things I wanted to get into since we last put up our episode that came up. And I do welcome you to check out my other videos prior, as we cover a wide variety of sports here: basketball, NBA, football, baseball. Where do we begin? The Young Bucks have left Twitter. The Young Bucks executives of AEW have left Twitter. If you remember the Young Bucks, they have been, on Twitter for quite some time. Probably. Twitter, without question, has helped them as far as getting their name out there, their popularity out there. Done wonders. They used social media platform to their advantage. They were notorious on Twitter for actually poking fun of other wrestlers, poking fun of the WWE, just poking fun at everyone and anything that they could. Poking fun. And, they got popular, they benefited from it. And as the years gone by, the Young Bucks, progressed from a team on TNA. Progressed from a team on TNA to being one of the most sought-after tag teams on the indie scene. The popularity grew. They went to ROH. We're in ROH. And with other members of ROH at that time, where ROH pretty much sponsored the event. They did a show which was sponsored by ROH, which in Genesis was the Genesis for AEW. And then as AEW was in its infinite stages, which they still are, the Young Bucks would be executives. And now, as you're executives, you're rolling up your sleeves. You're no longer just wrestlers. You're now decision makers. You are trusted by Tony Khan, as well as a bunch of other wrestlers, decision makers there. You are entrusted to lead AEW down the path of success. And the the warm and fuzzy stage is starting to wear off. And when it's starting to wear off, that's when, especially now since you're executives, that's why now you find yourself getting criticism. This is a whole new territory for the Young Bucks. Now it's a little bit hot under the collar. Nothing like the heat or pressure or hatred that you get as a wrestler when the times get rough and you have to stand and face the music, the criticisms. It seems like the Young Bucks have decided, well, it's time to peace out and get out of here. You're an executive of a company. As an executive of the company, if you really, quote unquote, are a company that says that you listen, finger quotes, to the fans, how can you listen to the fans when it seems like you ran away from their fans? Now, listen, if AEW on a pay-per-view does a 3 billion buys, I'm just using 3 billion, 3 million, 3 billion buy, $3 million, if they do a crap load great on a pay-per-view, all of a sudden Young Bucks are everywhere to be seen. If you made your living on social media busting balls, and are you really that fragile when some of it comes back to you and it's not all roses? Is that the thing an executive should be doing? Folding? Now, what they said, the reason why they left social media is because, it's toxic. They found themselves not spending a lot of time with their family. Who am I to judge? I don't know their personal lives. I just find it funny, however, that all of a sudden, when that new car scent has worn off a little bit from AEW, all of a sudden the Young Bucks find it, of all times, now is the time to take a break, to leave Twitter. Hey, maybe why don't you leave Twitter after you address all the criticisms? Yes? Not a good look by the young Bucks, in my humble opinion. If we're speaking about AEW, which we are, how can we not speak about AEW? I can't speak today. AEW, Dark Order. You've seen this video that has been circulating now for the last week or so. Randy Orton has commented on it. Other wrestlers have commented on it. Everyone has commented on it, and it looks bad. It looks bad on many different. It looks bad on many different perspectives. It looks bad. Google it. You'll find that clip. It's circulating. First of all, because the member who is masked of Dark Order, and you gotta know like where the camera is at all times. Dude from the Dark Order did it right in front of the camera, right in front of the little red dot there. He's going, attacking Dustin. And he's pretty much going to punch Dustin, but it's not even close. Dude is not the punch. He's punching air. Guy from the Dark Order, not even nowhere near Dustin. It's just straight out punching air. It looks horrible. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. To make matters worse, it's a Dark Order that is closing out your TV production. Dark Order, should they be closing out a pay-per-view? Should it be Dark Order? Well, you might say to me, why shouldn't they be? How else are people going? How else are they going to get over? How else are some people going to care if they're not? You got to put them somewhere. And now, but see what makes matters worse though now, is now since the last time AEW has taped, this is something that leaves a lasting impression, because you didn't have AEW this past week. So now you have this that is so bad and people are still talking about it. That is what you're left with, the lasting impression of AEW, and it couldn't have come. It's bad all around, but it's just completely bad when it shows up, and that's something that lingers this way. That's bad. That is bad news. It's also bad in the sense that AEW didn't even acknowledge this. They are pretending as if this didn't happen. Someone of higher of importance, or somebody out there in AEW land, Tony Khan, as opposed to throwing out stunners, on the, after Dynamite goes off the air, as opposed to throwing stunners, maybe Tony Khan should be back there, and someone should be telling Tony Khan, hey, listen, this is what went out. This is what happened in the main event. We need to do something about this. This can't go out like this. We need to burn out the fire. And instead, what they chose to do is do nothing at all. And now, everyone is talking about it. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. And you know, like the main problem. And again, I support AEW because I want it to be successful. I love watching wrestling. I want it to be an alternative for me to watch. The main problem, I think, to me with AEW, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, the problem that I have with AEW right now is there's really no character development. You know, why should I care about X and X person? Or why should I care about this person? What makes them special? And I've said this before, but it's still the case. AEW assumes that everyone watches local indie from Boston, or everyone knows who these people are. That and like the problem is you were at a stage, right, where AEW has only been around 2 months, 3 months, and they're just like completely burning through feuds. They're completely burning through feuds. Like you already had like Cody's already is so early in the TV tapings. Cody Jericho feud, and it's so quickly. We're already at the point where Cody could no longer go after the heavyweight championship already. That early, that soon, that quick. It just seems that that AEW is burning through all these feuds like very quickly. Very quickly. It just going back to like, and I hate to be making this a huge point of this video cast or podcast, whatever you want to call it. It just feels to me, and I don't want this to sound controversial, because that's not what I'm trying to do. Just like, an observation or a thought. It seems like, we know everything about, we know about the Young Bucks, we know about Jericho, we know about Omega. Seems like we know about all the executives of AEW. They've been built up nicely, and everyone underneath, we really don't know much about him. Moxley's character, as ironic as it is, it fits him perfectly because he's portrayed as an outsider, or he feels like an outsider in AEW, and that's true because we really don't know anything about Moxley in his time and who Moxley is in AEW. So that fits him well. It is like he's an outsider. It's weird. They got to do a better job, and I just theorize, and I hope I'm wrong. I just think there might be too many chefs in the kitchen at AEW, and things are starting to, not yet anyway, but this was just a small example about how things are just starting to fall apart. Someone should have been all over this and not instead of not addressing anything at all. Just my 2 cents on the matter. What else do we have going on? According to Dave Meltzer, we are going towards WrestleMania soon. And the storyline, although you can't really tell from it, what the rumor is, what Meltzer is saying, is that the main event will not be it will be the Fiend versus Roman Reigns, with them trying to go back to making Roman Reigns, the top babyface once again for WWE. Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Fiend versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania. I don't know. To me, Roman Reigns. Listen, I really didn't have a Roman Reigns. To me, it didn't bother Roman Reigns having Roman Reigns as the on top there. I like Roman. I like Roman Reigns. I like as Roman Reigns in the Shield. I would like to see him as a heel. I like that version of Roman Reigns better. Face Roman Reigns, it doesn't bother me. It's okay. It's okay. WWE going down this road with making Roman Reigns the top face again. I don't know. Listen, the Roman Reigns character is a little bit, I don't know. It's just meh. Listen, it's not as exciting. I think Roman Reigns needs the Shield. I think he just to spice things up a bit. Right now, this is a subdued Roman Reigns. They're kind of putting him in on the back burner. Because a lot of people felt that Roman Reigns was, shoved down your throat. So now they're doing this, the slow, scenic, hush-hush matter route. And just keep everything on the back burner. And then slowly but surely, you're going to get Roman Reigns once again dominating on your TV screen. And honestly, we know how belts are hot, pancaked. It's hot potatoes, the word I'm looking for with belts. And no one ever really holds the belt that long anymore. People have multiple title reigns. What can you say? As long as there's a good backstory to this Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt storyline, the supposed storyline that will go into WrestleMania, as long as it's good and it's compelling, good writing behind it. I mean, listen, it changes things up again. Who is in actuality, who is the true face or of a company anymore? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It's not like it was before. Even since John Cena left, I don't think you could say that for anyone, that anyone really is like the true face. It's a different time frame now. It's a different time frame, and just in the state that wrestling is in, just give me a goddamn storyline. Please. That's all I ask. A damn good storyline. Something to sink my teeth into. Something that you Revival fans might not be able to sink your teeth into with this idea, this concept. But apparently the rumor is that they see the Revival, or that they're going to book the Revival as comedy acts. Mainly because they have, as of yet, refused to sign long-term contracts, because their contracts apparently are expiring, and as people have been saying, they should be going to AEW, yada yada yada. Is that where they are looking to go? Who knows? But they have yet to sign a contract, and apparently in many eyes of fans, they're being buried by becoming comedy acts. First of all, my 2 cents on it, I've always been intrigued by the statement they are being buried, right? A burial to me is like a guy like, for example, who can we use? Let me give you a good example of what I think is buried. A guy like Apollo Crews. How often did Apollo Crews appear on your TV set? A guy like Titus O'Neil. A guy like Heath Slater. They have really nothing to do, and when they come out, it's for random matches against random opponents. And when they do come out, they rarely get entrances. They're already in the ring, and they lose. They have a short match, and then the next time you see them, it is another 3 months from now. To me, that is being buried. The fact that you're on a TV show, the fact that you're on a TV show, a TV program, which millions of people watch, and you're there consistently, which the Revival is, you are not being buried. You're on TV, you're getting name recognition. People most likely, when you walk down the street, you're like, oh, it's the Revival. Now, losing to Legos, or taking, Legos damaging you on your back, it is quite the funny feat. I will tell you that much. It's pretty funny. But at the end of the day, let's be perfectly honest, and I know the Revival, their whole thing is old school tag team wrestling. That's a great tagline, for all 10 of the Revival fans. Fact is, Revival, not many people care about them. Not many people care about them. Doing a comedy angle might make people actually care about AEW. Might actually make them care about the Revival. you see a different side of the Revival. Now, losing at this point, being that the Revival has already been on WWE TV for quite some time, I don't think really it will make that much of a difference. I don't think it will. As far as their marketability to another promotion with their losses in WWE, I don't think that matters either. Because, AEW has diehard fans at this point. And what anything that AEW does to them, it's all gravy. So right now, in the eyes of a lot of these people, AEW could do no wrong. So I don't think the Revival have much to complain about if you're on TV. That's not being buried. You're on pay-per-views. That's not being buried. Speak to other wrestlers about being buried. Then they had multiple times. They had a few tag team title runs. Anything memorable? No. But they were giving chances to maybe get over somehow. So get some type of a reaction. Hope all is well. Look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon.